So if you guys have been around the channel for a while, you know that we make a lot of different builds, and these are often inspired by a host of different things, either from the NPCs or from just something I've seen in everyday life. And today's build is no exception. Just don't forget your ruby slippers. Hey Terraria fans, welcome back to another speed build video. Guys, yes, in this one we're going to be trying to make our very own version of the Emerald City from The Wizard of Oz. Hence my corny joke or hint at the beginning of this video. Now, that said guys, this build was a lot of fun to put together. It obviously uses a very basic color palette, which is of course a lot of green, and it's also got a lot of interesting designs because I tried to make this as crystal-like as possible while still sort of looking like a structure. Now, for anyone who's actually quite familiar with The Wizard of Oz, I mean, yeah, this isn't a perfect replica, but it was what I thought might look pretty good in a, well, Terraria-based scenario. Anyways, while this build is unique, it did pose some challenges, and if you want to see me actually, well, face those challenges head on, you can do so live on Twitch. Link is down below, and of course, watch me go through those struggles, well, in person. Additionally, guys, if you're enjoying any of the content here on the channel, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe or the little, dinner bell thingy so you can know when the next video hits the old YouTube universe. Plus, it's free, quick to do, and, well, greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to stay till the end of the video because I will be covering all of the materials that I use in case you decide you want to make something similar or an exact replica. Either way, I cover all of the materials, so check it out. All right, enough from me. Let's get to the build, shall we? Alright guys, so with the wonderful Wizard of Oz build done, I'm going to go ahead and show you every single material that I used to make this build. And as you can see, there aren't a lot. I mean, for a build this size, guys, what we really did was do a lot of repeat patterns, and it actually kind of simplified the build as I went on. Now again, guys, I encourage you to pause the video here if you'd like to take a closer look, but this should be pretty quick. I'd say the ones that stand out the most to me are going to be the fact that I use some silver brick wall, which I almost never use, and I actually find I do like it quite a bit. And I also use some pumpkin wall, which is a wall I'm familiar with, but I don't use very often. When it comes to block, guys, you will see a host of different blocks, but they're all kind of shiny and metallic. So you're going to see some yellow team block and some green team block. You're also going to see some tungsten brick, which I don't often use, as well as some crystal block. Now, the one that I'd say stands out to me is one I never use is gold brick. Don't ask me why I never use this. I use it a little bit here and there throughout the build, but it's just one that I'm not really all that fond of, if I'm honest. And I do think it added a nice touch of detail, but I think the tungsten and the crystal really are a bit more standout for me as things that I should be using a little bit more in future builds. Now for paints, I feel like I shouldn't have to actually cover anything, but I'm going to, so I use some deep lime paint and deep green paint. That is it. Very straightforward and probably not all that surprising, but again, I figured I would just kind of cover just in case. But yeah, that's basically everything that I use, guys. Of course, feel free to swap any of those materials out, be it colors, be it platforms, or any blocks. It doesn't matter. Just try to make something similar, and I guarantee you, you'll be pretty impressed with what you can come up with. Anyways, with all that said and all of our materials covered, let's move on to the rest of the video. Alright guys, so there you go. There is the Emerald City from the Wizard of Oz done. As you can tell, it's not an exact replica, and I try to add my own flair to it. And yeah, we used a lot of green paint. But overall, I think it looks really, really good. It's interesting to see that you can only use a handful of materials and literally like 1 or 2 paints and come up with something that's actually kind of interesting and unique to look at. And before anyone points it out, yes, I do know that some of these sort of, I guess, pillar things actually have a rounded top to them in some of the pictures you might see, but I just really like this kind of crystal, pointy, sharp look. It's just a little bit more interesting and a little bit cooler. I would say that my favorite part, other than the general shape of this, is actually the door. I just really like the way it came out. Kind of feels like a feature piece without kind of taking away from the build. I don't know, it stands out and it just kind of looks like it belongs. That said, there are a few parts that I'm not so fond of where I just feel like I didn't know what to put, and if you look right above the door, you'll see 3 palladium columns painted green, and they're just kind of there, and I don't know, it's a little weird. But let me know what you think, guys, of this build. What'd you like, what didn't you like, and maybe what you'd change, or even what you'd like to see built in the next video. Because you never know, I might actually build it. And with that, we're done. So guys, thank you so much for staying until the end of this video, and as always, thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it. We will see you in the next one.